Guess I'm doing all right. So, I'm gonna probably never go live, guys. Maybe we'll get to that point, but until then, I'm gonna keep starting and stopping these videos until I get it right. I just wanted to come in because I really want to talk about this healing process and where it's going, and it's the process of elimination. The cats are over here on my lap. You could probably hear them purring. And maybe that'll encourage me to speak louder about what is going on and what I want to share with you guys. Because the posts are getting along about the healing. So we talked about the test. I did share that with you. I did let Art Foster test and treat some things that were going on in my body. And what we found was a lot of inflammation in my colon and stomach, which actually prevented me from starting the parasite cleanse like I wanted to initially. So we decided that the best course of action was for me to not eat any solid foods for 7 days. So for 7 days, I was on broth, and I did blend the vegetables and make soup, baby food, teas. There was a very strict low acid diet, so it was so much I couldn't eat. No pasta, no onions, which are my life. No, it was pretty bland. Just alkaline yourself. Stick with is what I took it as far as trying to remember what to eat, what not to eat. Alkaline meaning stay as green as possible. If it's green right now, you can blend it, boil it, and have it. Anything else, no. And I actually did the experiment with little to no water because I'm going to drink water. It's just what I'm going to do. And I understand why. For me, and even once we get to the close of this, towards the end of what really helped me to release is water. That's water, it's not a hydrator, and yes, you can go without it if you are supplementing the right fruits to hydrate your body. And most people are not doing that. So it is at least going to help you rinse out the toxins, which will in turn help you absorb any type of water that is, or hydration from anything that you put in your body. So back to the point. If my experiment is, he said no water, so, and if so, it had to have a little sea salt. And I found myself drinking so many juices and teas that I made, but I relied solely on watermelon juice and okra water for hydration. And they worked. They worked excellently. I didn't get dehydrated at all based on my surface signs of dehydration: dry lips, dry hands, mobility even. I could tell moving, stretching, working out. I could literally tell in my stretches if I need more hydration in my body. And I stretched the entire time I was on the water. So I felt very hydrated with little to no water in 7 days. So I had to try that out. It did work. There is a way to go without water, but yeah, I was drinking a lot of watermelon juice, a lot throughout the day, and quite a bit of okra water as well through a straw because it's nasty. So did that for 7 days. Didn't lose too much weight. Noticed a difference. There was also like a pre-ulcer, kind of ulcer going on in my stomach, inflammation there that made me feel very nauseated before and after meals. So as I changed the meals, softened it up, the goal was to soften up everything to make sure that the colon and the stomach could heal itself and give it the nourishment it needed. And he made me a tincture that I took 15 minutes before every meal, and I did that at least twice a day. Went okay. Of course, I was really hungry. So after the 10 days, eased into food, no meat. I did have a little fish for Thanksgiving, a little salmon. I think I had salmon one other time in the past 30 days because we're going now from the 5th of November to basically the 5th of December. And I'm trying to compact everything that's happened throughout that because it's not an overnight process. So when you really, I know and understand for me, anyways, is toxic things, toxic thoughts, toxic people, toxic situations, and we're all in them at a certain point. Me, probably more than other people, considering the operations, the different things, having babies, just everything that I've done, overcome, went through that has traumatized me in any shape or form had an effect on my body. And at some point, I believe, landed in my colon. And that is where I believe most of our issues are, is wherever it starts, it lands in the colon and starts to really mess things up. So, in cleansing mine, I'm really gauging my bowel movements. I'm gauging my intake of food. I'm gauging if we're rectifying the problem. Just because I know what it felt like before and what I ultimately want to feel like as far as things moving along. And it wasn't because my colon was so inflamed. Mucus, inflammation, the onset of something festering in there wanting to turn into something else. And I knew this, and I knew this going into the testing. I was really, really happy with his the diagnosis, because it helped me to realize that, yeah, I'm not crazy. I know what I'm feeling in my body, and let's work on it. Now, I have to say that prior to that, a little while prior to, I'm going to say it was the end of October, to be exact. Now, all of October, I knew that all summer, I knew I was going to have the test done. However, I planned it strategically after my birthday because I'm like, I'm going to do what I want to do out of October. I don't want to, once I get on this again, I want to stay on it. The end of October, I had like this major breakthrough in the gym with my trainer, Mr. Art Foster. And I haven't even really talked to him about it because he's been on the go. And I had to sit with this and process it. And I've had to sit with it all this time because I just got the release of it a little over a month later, but almost exactly a month after where am I? Dang, it's 9 minutes already. Stay with me if you want to. After I see, I threw myself off. Don't pay attention to the time. After I had this release, this physical release after pushing this energy out of my body. So we're doing our boxing exercises as we have done for a fucking year and a half. That same routine. Every time it gets to a point where he throws a punch and I'm supposed to duck. We've been doing this for a year, over a year. He has to like talk to me like I'm retarded because this is how locked up everything inside of me gets. He's like, okay, come on, let's take it slow. It's like dancing. Oh, he's like fucking slow motion with this. We'll work up to the 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But right now, come on, slow motion. So every time it's almost like embarrassing because I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck can't I get this? I can get the hustle in one song. He knows this. That's why he's like, come on, it's like dancing. You dancing, right? No. Never happens. It's never happened. Every time we have to start slow motion where he actually, without even realizing it, is giving me a safe space, is really warming me up to feel safe enough with him extending a punch to me. It's funny because sometimes even in that move, I know the move, we could be into the rhythm of it. He'll throw a punch, I'm blocking and coming back with a different punch. He's like, okay, that's good, but that's not what we're doing. Come on, back to the 1, 2. At first I used to tease and say, well, maybe I've been in too many street fights. I'm always on the defense. So you no matter how we're in the rhythm of this shit, if you're throwing a punch, I'm trying to block it. And that's gone on for over a year. This routine has never locked in. So the last time I was in the gym, and I don't know if that's the reason why that was the last time I was in the gym, maybe subconsciously looking back on it because I had to process that shit. We're in the rhythm, and he says to me, do you think I'm going to hit you? What? Do you actually think I'm going to hit you? And it was like a bell just dinged. And I'm thinking, do I? Do I actually think you're... Is that what I'm dealing with here? Is that why after a whole fucking year, I cannot get this routine of feeling safe with a man or anybody throwing a punch at me? Because I'm not, the only man that has ever thrown a punch at, not a punch, that I've ever had to feel guarded from is my father. Childhood trauma, those old drunken abusive days, and to have to tell myself, move kitty, that is what I was holding on to is 100% the reason why I'm cleansing my body, because a certain part of my body is holding on to that trauma too. And I didn't know that until last week, after I sat with that and sat with it, and I've been processing it and dissecting it and feeling it, and all along still taking Sensei's herbs, eating light, eating conscious, and almost to the date of a month of that cleansing, I released the darkest. I filled the toilet up almost with the darkest mucus release ever. And I'm like, okay. Not only was that a part of the physical inflammation that needed to get out of my body, but it was also a huge release because it was dark and black and scary. I should have took a picture. I did not. Those I get rid of real fast because that poison needed to come out and did. And I'm skinny as shit again. But I'm gonna start eating a little heavier because it's a little bit more to come. But that is the update on my 30-day cleansing, deep down shadow in the dungeon. Shit clogged for years cleansing. It's not an overnight process. So grateful for the opportunity and the players to do so. I love you.